This is where we talk about building sexy brands and turning them into profit-making machines. I'm Rhonda Swan, your hostess with the mostest, well, at least I like to say. We're doing a really cool show today. I'm really pumped. I've brought on just someone awesome. I've been watching these guys for a long time, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna bring on some really powerhouses on my show today, talk about e-com. And as you guys know, every conversation I have, whether it's on my shows or on my lives, it's always about providing you with so much value that you can either take it and turn it into your own personal business, like we like to say, become a freedompreneur, where you create your own environment, your own economy based on either what you know, what you can package up, or what you can also serve and share of other people's content. And to me, that's what a sexy brand does. Someone that is really clear on who they are, what they value, but also understanding and learning how to leverage what's going on in the world right now. How can we become and live our perfect life? Just like our Unstoppable family has done now. It's going to be 11 years traveling around the world. And it pinches me. It's like a pinch me life kind of moment when I go, are you serious? Have I literally been quitting my corporate job 13 full years ago? Gosh, it'll be 14 years this January. 14 years in corporate. And now here I am teaching people the things that I've learned about branding and building businesses online. So the topic really came up, and this is why I'm going to bring up my guest. I'm holding you in the trenches. I kind of want to like you sit there for a minute, Brett. But it's cool. Brett's coming in from, you're in Wisconsin, aren't you, Brett?
I am, yeah. We're up here. It's not the Northwoods, but we're in chilly Wisconsin. But it's warm this time of year, surprisingly.
I'm from Michigan.
Are you really? Okay.
Yeah, I always know Wisconsin really well.
You know it, yeah. Very cool.
So we got some Midwesterners on the show today, you guys. But I brought Brett on because not only Brett and his partner, Ace Reddy, have been building e-commerce businesses. And they are, I would literally call you guys the gurus or the experts in the space. And the reason why I say that, these guys would not give me a title. They would not let me call them anything special. I was like, listen. This is the deal. If anyone has literally been in over 10 plus years in corporate e-com strategy, and I'm reading this because this is crazy when you guys, he's been working e-com strategy and management, working with some of the biggest retailing brands like Cabela's, Walmart, Sears, Kmart, Procter & Gamble, Kimberly-Clark, and Tractor Supply Company. I'm kind of thinking that's a big deal, right? And this is what I love the most about, a humble entrepreneurs, those that have just really crushed it. They're crushing it. They don't not only have their own e-com businesses, but now they're helping other entrepreneurs create their own with their really simple strategies. But you guys have done some amazing stuff. So Brett, why don't you come out here and come on out to the show and welcome Barrett Hansen, guys, we're gonna break down e-com today and the values of it and how you can leverage. What's happening, my man? Welcome to the show.
What an introduction. I mean, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean, we are humble, and I think it's a learning experience for us, and we're nerds, right? Like I'm a total nerd. Like I have a Bigfoot book like back there. Like I've got like
that's pretty nerdy.
Like I'm a total nerd.
I'm a nerd, but that's
and I think most of us in marketing or in this space, especially e-commerce, we're kind of introverts to start. And one of the things that over the last 10 years I've leveraged in corporate is I kind of cut my teeth on some pretty big marketing, some big companies in the e-commerce space. And I think everybody does at some point in their lives. For me, I had a child where you say, this corporate thing, it's starting to feel kind of icky to me. It just doesn't feel right. The commutes are awful. You want flexibility in your life. And you start thinking like, is this it? Is this the role model that I want my son to see? Does he want to see dad working until, 7 o'clock at night, not there, not really doing what he loves? So, I mean, that really, about 3 years ago is when I kind of made that switch from like the really big e-com stuff to kind of doing it on my own. And Ace Reddy and myself, like Ace and I have been like friends for like the last 4 months, and we found each other because we really do go at it with like this mission of helping people in e-commerce. And like we already have our own e-commerce businesses. So this is just like it's icing on the cake when we can actually work with clients and we can actually work with people and get them somewhere else, because it's just awesome. It gives you this huge like the feeling that you get when you see somebody nerd out with your marketing and make their first sale, make their first 10 sales. it's like an experience that just, it doesn't compete with anything else, you know? So
I think
Ace and
it's
I kind of
funny
got, yeah, go for
like,
it.
yeah, so thank you. I'm really super pumped to have you. I like want to just chat with you because I love hearing why people make these big choices and jumps, right? Like, you know, here we are, and I love this the most, and I talk about this often, is you saw your son and went, oh my gosh, is my son going to just say, oh, that's what my dad does?
Right.
You know,
Right.
because that's what happened for me. I saw a woman put a baby in daycare and I went, whoa, wait a minute. Is this what I'm going to be? And you know, she had to
Right.
drop her off at 7 and pick her up at 7. I'm like, this is not going to work for me.
Right.
You know, and so I love that. I love that, you know, we always have those breaking moments, especially here. Any of you guys are here, by the way, if you're watching this live, make some noise, share this. We are getting ready to break down some juicy stuff. I mean, you know, Brett's quite humble about it, but I tell you what he's going to show you. It's, you know, I teach branding, right? We do personal brands and how to connect. And some of you guys are like, look, Rhonda, I don't want to do Facebook Lives. I really don't want to make my own product. I actually want to leverage what's set up before me, what's in front, what's working, what's selling. I want to know how to do that, but make sales on a consistent basis. And it's really a kind of a drug, I think, when you run an e-com business, because it's like, okay, I can run ads to this thing, and all of a sudden people are buying it.
Right.
And we've seen some really big successes coming out of e-com, and we've always had a lot of questions. And we've not really done a big e-com push. My daughter, Hannah Lay's got a Shopify store for her fashion brand, so we're just tapping in. So and fashion's really big in Shopify and e-com right now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of different kind of, there's a bunch of different areas that are really good in e-com, and it really just kind of depends on where your own allegiance lies. You know, when I started my first e-com brand, I kind of did what everybody else showed me to do. It was just like, I had to research this stuff too, because even though I had all of this corporate e-commerce experience, back in 2017, these guys weren't doing Facebook marketing to the level that anybody, like, they were just as lost. And corporate America has this really slow kind of spinning wheel, and like, they don't change, they don't innovate very quickly. So a lot of the practical knowledge that I have around e-commerce from a big corporate company is the kind of the branding, the big picture stuff, which is great. But if you're trying to make an income for yourself and you're trying to learn something like Facebook advertising, it's almost like a new learning curve, and you learn it yourself, you know? So I think with the opportunity out there to do Facebook ads and Facebook ad marketing, it's really exciting because you can jump into a passion market that you love, and you can connect with your ideal customers very inexpensively. And it's not just about selling products. It's about getting great customers, great products in front of your customers, and the fulfillment you get from it. It's amazing. You can do this from your laptop, so it's pretty cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is who doesn't love that, right? I mean, certainly I'm a connector at heart, so for me, I need to be in front of people. But to have also business guys that is running on a consistent basis, that all you're doing is go, okay, that ad's working, great, push that button, ooh, yeah, made some sales, and then you can go out with your kid. Like, that is a dream, right? It is a dream, and you know, we've been doing this for a long time, you know, and selling not only our services and our branding agency, but my coaching, my mentorship, and my events. I'm like, how nice is it, though, to run and have a business that's running consistently, right? And it doesn't require your face.
Right. Yeah. And that's a lot of things that we run into with people too. And I think that's why a lot of introverts jump into e-commerce. And it's probably why I jumped into it. I mean, realistically, you know, it's one of those things where you go into it thinking, I don't have to be the face of this. Like, I can just sit behind the scenes and be a marketing dork and start finding great products and finding ways to promote them. And that's really, I think, it's why the space has kind of grown so much, you know, like, especially in like the internet marketing kind of area, because people are looking for another revenue stream, and they're looking for something where they don't necessarily have to get on camera and they have to promote their services. It's like, well, let's just add another revenue stream, but let's try this e-commerce thing. And we're seeing just crazy results with our clients. We see our own crazy results, and we're seeing a lot of people just kind of picking it up as, you know what, even if you haven't done e-commerce before, maybe we should get into it. You know, I hear Amazon is growing. I hear this industry is like going to be I don't even know how many billions of dollars this industry is, just growing and growing and growing. And the softwares like Shopify, the technologies that we didn't have these 10 years ago. Like, we didn't have these 5 years ago. So the opportunity for somebody to actually like jump in and actually figure these things out, the barriers aren't there like they used to be. They're just not.
And that's a big thing. And how many of you guys here that are watching, because we're gonna really dig into this in a minute. So I'm setting you guys up. Share this right now. Tag someone that could even consider. Oh, they already talked about e-commerce, or that they have kids and they actually want to be with their kids more, and they're not a personal brand. Get your face in front of people, right? Please share this, guys, and tag someone below. And if you're watching, of course, in the podcast, guys, I'm really excited that you're here, and please join us live every Wednesday, 10 o'clock Eastern, because we do this show live. We love it. Okay, this is exciting, Brett. I'm pumped. Everyone here, we're getting a lot of love here on the live show. People are going, yes, that's what I want. I work with a lot of coaches, consultants, professionals, CEOs actually, and I help them rebrand themselves and reposition themselves for the marketplace so that they actually have their own identity over corporate. And many, if not most all, are always saying, I don't want to be a coach, right? I'm over, to helping people. And they always are asking, what is my next option? What is the best option I should take? And I always say it's e-commerce, right? It's like, look, you're a nerd. Most of us are all nerds. Like we are. If you're intelligent, you like to, dig into something. And so that's what I'm excited about today. And some people are going, they're really excited about this. So why don't we do this, Brett? What would you be open? I know that you've got some stuff that you want to share and teach everyone your system. And would you be open to doing that a bit today and just kind of diving in and giving them some really more in-depth content?
Yeah. So like what I've really thrown together here, guys, is like it's kind of a really short kind of slide presentation that I'd like to share with you guys. And it's kind of following like really the 4 steps that have really taken my business to the next place. And this is over a cumulative like 3 years and kind of figuring out this whole e-commerce thing, getting through some of the stuff that is just like, that doesn't work, this doesn't work. And it really, our clients have been kind of using these 4 kind of steps to really grow their e-commerce business. It's going to be a short presentation, like less than 20 minutes, but something that can really give you an idea of how we like to run kind of our e-com businesses and how our clients and how we like to teach them to do it. So the thing that I will mention is that we really like you to be building a business. A lot of people think of e-commerce as like, this is get rich quick. This is something you jump in and you scale these Facebook ads to the moon, and you just got to throw up a general Shopify store and wham, bam. And we've really approached this and with our clients of like, this is a business model, and it's a really serious business model. It's not easy. It does take hard work, but once you start treating it like a business, you start seeing those results in your business, and it's something that can leverage and give you a lot of flexibility and time.
Yeah, cool. Everyone's pumped. Who's excited to hear and learn more how you can actually start leveraging this, different form of revenue and to actually start building your own business. And that's how we, take a stand. I love that you said that because, I was in the IM world for quite some time, right? 13 years before social came around, and the blah, 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 like, I'm going to help you get money and you're going to, quit your job right now. And like, it's just, I'm over that conversation, right?
Right.
It's a real business, and real entrepreneurs take things seriously and they learn the craft. And that's important for us as well as a value base. We only bring value based entrepreneurs here on this show. So why don't we do that? I'm excited to hear and learn more about what you guys do, what this 4-step process is, because I've watched you. I mean, I'm not going to, goof off here. I have watched what you and Ace have done. And I love Ace. He's hilarious. He's the meme guy.
Yes.
So funny. So the stuff that he does, I'm just like, bro, I just look at his page just to get my giggle on in the morning. Right? But I'll respect what you guys are up to. Yep, let's see it. Come on, no more talking. Let's get into it. So yeah, they're open. Everyone wants to see what you got, my man. I'm going to
switch it over. I'm just going to share it here, and I'm going to do a little switch over and just see if we can make this work.
Yeah, let's do it. While Brett's switching his screen over, guys, please make sure you remember, always ask questions because we are live in the live show. And we'll, get those answered for you as well. So as questions come up, put them in the group or put them in the chat, and we'll make sure that you guys get them answered.
Cool. Is everybody seeing what they have in front of them right now? Can we see this? Can we see my screen?
Yeah, your screen is on. I love it.
Well, let's go back to the beginning.
Perfect.
This presentation is called E-commerce Simplified, guys. So it's 4 steps to 6 figures in e-commerce. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm excited, but it's going to be short. This is only going to be 15 minutes long, 20 minutes long. It's kind of just a taste so you can see what we're like, what we do for our clients. And hopefully you can take this and you can actually learn something today and apply it in your business. Or if you want to get started in e-com, you can apply it there too. So let's just jump right in, okay? So this is for anyone that wants to sell physical products online, is already selling products online, but is maybe trying to sell more of those products, or is trying to earn a six-figure income from e-commerce. So basically, if you're looking to start, grow, or even branch into a profitable e-commerce business, this is for you guys. So here's what I'm going to cover. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to talk to you guys and show you how to turn your passion into a six-figure e-commerce brand, even if that seems like a ridiculous number right now. And it does, especially if you haven't jumped in, okay? We're going to show you how to inexpensively drive traffic and find the exact customers you want, sell the products whenever you want using one traffic source. That's not multiples, that is one traffic source. And we're going to show you how to do all of this without a blog, without Google pay-per-click or a Twitter feed or SEO or making videos or any of those time-consuming things that you don't want to do, and I hate doing them too. So let's just jump right in, okay? My promise to you guys is I'm going to give you the 4 essential steps to create a six-figure e-commerce business. All right? Are we pumped? Let's do it. House rules. This is not get rich quick. I mean, it goes without saying. This is not do nothing, get paid kind of stuff. Rhonda's the same way. Like, we do not teach get rich quick. We teach real business for real people that want to build businesses. So neither our results or our client results are typical. The people you're going to hear about are extraordinary e-commerce entrepreneurs. They work hard, they overcame challenges, and they earn the results we're going to share with you. So your success or lack thereof is totally up to you. So here's some questions for you guys. You ever asked yourself these questions, or does this sound like you? I want to get a heat check. You ever see or read about other people in e-commerce making the kind of income you want, but just have no idea how to get there? Do you feel like you need to change something in your life so your family gets the best version of you? Are you researching? Are you working way too much in your business? Too many hours learning marketing methods without success? And do you feel burnt out? Do you dread going to your job knowing that you were made for something bigger, right? Something bigger with purpose, meaning. Do you feel scared that you'll never achieve what you've set out to do in your business or personal life? Are you embarrassed to talk about entrepreneurship or business with your friends or family because you know it's not working or it's not up to snuff, it's not where it needs to be? Well, I've got some good news. I've had all of those fears, like every single last one of those fears in my business. It started probably 3 years ago when I started this journey in e-commerce. But I've found out that e-commerce is the solution to overcome these, okay? And I've kind of identified 4 steps for e-commerce success. And I want to jump into those today because you're going to have complete control over the e-com brand you're building and the awesome products you'll be selling once you make these steps, okay? You're going to generate e-commerce customers on demand by hyper-targeting them and selling them the products that they want or already buy. And you're going to push to 4 or 5 or even 6 figures per month in e-com sales faster than you ever thought possible. And you'll do all this while tapping back into the joy you first had when you started your journey to entrepreneurship. So again, I had a great introduction by Rhonda. This is me. That's my family. I want to show you guys some pictures of us. That's us in the top left. My wife, Ashley, her brother's standing off there in the background. I don't know what he's doing. He's eating some pie or something. It's a really swanky kind of 40s party that we threw together. It was so cool. We did this. All the furniture, we like rented all this furniture for our house. We did this really cool, really throwback party. It was just awesome. And that's my son, Cash, there. He's 3.5 years old. And, I've been doing this now for almost 3 years. But like I was saying before, most of my experience is like Fortune 500 retail. So I've got a lot of big brand experience. But when we had our son, it was just something where I realized this just didn't work for me. I didn't want to drive back and forth and commute. I didn't want to do something I didn't have purpose or meaning behind. I want to do something that I had passion with. So I really just jumped into e-commerce here. And it's something I've been doing now for almost 3 years. So just a quick intro to me. That's a picture of our family. They're awesome. They're amazing people. And then I'm going to just show a slide of Ace because he's not here. He's probably here in spirit, but Ace is one of the first people to start out with a print-on-demand business model. So he's really crushed it with print-on-demand, okay? So that's really how Ace and I kind of got to know each other, is he's doing a lot of great stuff in the e-com space. He has over 2,500 students in over 119 countries, which is incredible. He's touched so many people with the e-commerce stuff that he does. And he's kind of a brutally honest guy. He might even come across as arrogant or rude. He has a really good ability to kind of snap you out of a haze, and he's known for delivering results. So Ace and I get along so well, and it's so awesome to be working with him. So I just wanted to introduce him really quick. So let's just jump in. How do I discover the 4 steps? Well, through experience, we've kind of figured out these 4 things, okay? And once you take these 4 steps, you're going to take your e-com business to 6 figures. I'm going to walk you through them all one by one, starting right now, but I'm going to do very broad strokes, okay? So the first step is to operate with total integrity. I'm sure you guys are like, well, yeah, duh. You're supposed to do that. That's common sense, right? We're all supposed to operate with total integrity. But here's the thing, in e-commerce, not everybody does that. We've come across over time a lot of people that have done shady practices, people that sell products that don't exist, don't ship their products to customers on time, don't handle customer service. There are so many things that just, they built these horrible product stores with the purpose of just selling you a bunch of junk, and it just doesn't work. So let's talk about operating with total integrity. So it doesn't matter how good your marketing is. If you don't operate with total integrity, you're not really building a business. And that's really the big thing, is that you need to be building a business. E-com is a business. I like to say that you're building a house on a pile of quicksand, right? There's no foundation there. So the ones that are still here, the ones like Ace and I, are the people that are doing e-commerce right now. They build real e-com brands, okay? And they fill them up with exceptional products, and they back them up with exceptional customer support. We never tell anybody to trade quick money or short-term profits for long-term business building. Customer service, chargebacks, long shipping times, repeat customers, all those things go away if you're not operating from integrity. And it's a hard lesson to learn, especially when you're starting out, because you want to get some income. You know, you want to get that money, you want to get those sales, but you really have to operate from a place and like from a place at heart where you want to serve your customers, because it's only going to serve your business better.
Hey, Brett, while you're doing this, I just want to chime in because I love hearing this. And this is really thing, right? Because this is part of, you know, obviously we teach personal branding, right? How to be in front. It's huge. Everything. You are everything to your business. But it's the same thing goes in this type of industry, because you're right. There's so many shady practices that go on. Right. And I tell you, the ones that are really successful and that have been around for a long time are the ones that just practice good practice of being, you know, having good integrity, right? So why not just stick with what you're doing? So then now your personal brand guys can now be represented so clearly of who you are. Right. Then now your videos, if you're doing things like you're doing now in the front, you can say, look, I also run a powerhouse, you know, e-com business, and I sell this. And now what? You got now not only ads that can run and sell your e-com stuff, but you can actually have your personal brand doing it as well. So I absolutely love that. And I want to stick and make sure.
And I mean, it seems so simple, but it's so much, it's easier said than done. Yeah. You know, it really is. It's a mentality. It's a mindset that you have to come. Like, if you want to build a business, like, you have to be a good business person. If you want great customers, you have to provide a good customer service. I mean, and that's really what this slide is about. It's about the mirror, right? So like, everything you do in your business, it reflects back to you. And I'm a firm believer of karma, and I know Ace enjoys karma too, but it's like the good you put out in the world, it just comes back to you and it flows back to you. So the more good you put out there, the more good you get back. If you go in with the intention of running an e-commerce business with like quick sales, quick customers, quick money, I'm telling you, your business is going to suffer. It just is. And you're going to collapse. And we've seen it happen with a lot of companies and a lot of people that start out in e-commerce. It collapses faster than they even started. So they make a quick $20,000 or $30,000, and that's it. And they're dead broke. And they're like, what's the next marketing thing I can jump on? That's really it.
Yeah, I get that. Absolutely. And that happens a lot, right? People, they just see this shiny object syndrome. So yeah, let's talk about real business, right? Let's see how we can make, you know, this turn into a bigger reality, because we've got some people on the line saying, yeah, I'm really into understanding this. And, you know, because when people ask me, they want to know who's credible. There's so much garbage out there. I've never really been able to recommend what is the right program for someone that wants to understand e-com, that wants to run, a business that, can run with them while they're, traveling and not be in front of it. So you guys are the ones. So let's do that. Let's do it. I'm excited to hear more.
All right, let's keep going. Shall we? You good?
Yeah.
All right. So that was the first step, right? So we've got to operate from a place of total integrity. And we see our clients with the most success, they do the same thing. They operate from a good place at heart, connecting good people with good products. That is like number one. Those are the ones that are still here. And that's why we're still here. That's why my 2 associated brands are still here 3 years later after starting them. Okay. And the second thing is you need to build a niche e-com brand. Okay. And the reason why we do that is because when you see people build an e-commerce store not based around passion, you'll see them lose interest. I mean, obviously, like right away, you'll also see them not really understand the market and how to sell products to their customers because they don't understand that niche. And it's so important to sell products in a market where you understand and that you're going to be passionate about. And these are kind of the two mistakes that we see when clients aren't building an e-com brand the right way. And the first thing is that they really go into it thinking, I'm going to sell a bunch of products or sell a bunch of customers online, but they're not thinking about building a great brand and a great business, okay? Or they're trying too many methods, systems, processes without the right focus, direction, or little or no results. So they'll try a method or a focus, and they'll try a niche that they don't know anything about, and they'll say, oh, it doesn't work, and they'll jump on the next one, and oh, that doesn't work, and it's like, everybody just like take a step back, like just calm down. Like you don't have to worry about like companies and brands, especially like your brand, like it's not built overnight. Like Nike didn't build overnight, right? We talk about these big companies and everybody, and you're the brand, like you're totally in the brand. Like that's your big thing, right, Rhonda? So, you know, a lot of people go into it and they don't realize the time investment and the effort it takes for these big companies to get big and for people to actually know who they are. But you have to go into that with your like mentality, like I'm building a brand, like I'm building my passion business. I'm building a business that I can serve my customers like over time. And what I always like to say is like, I want to be building a legacy for my son and for my family. And that's what keeps me driving at e-commerce. Like I'm building a legacy that he can take over for me someday. And it's like, if you're going into this with a thought of like, let's just make money, it's going to crumble. And we've seen it crumble so many times. And we've seen it happen over and over with people that make a bunch of money in e-commerce and they just kind of fade away in the darkness. So that's really it. We force everybody that works with us to really think hard about deep down in their heart what they want to do. What niche are you actually passionate about? And we'll show you how to get there. Let's see if I can switch this. So this is Jeremy, and this is one of my favorite people in the world. So Jeremy Moore, he owns a company. It's called Hodag Outdoors. So Jeremy's really passionate about the outdoors. Okay, he loves hunting, he loves fishing, he loves all of these like really outdoorsy kind of activities. And he launched a new product brand in 2018. So Jeremy, who I mean, he operates from a place of total integrity, fantastic customer service, excellent products, like exceptional products that he sells. And he wasn't having very much success online selling, you know. So he came to us as a client, and we were able to get him to zero to 35,000 in online sales in his first 30 days. Now, Jeremy, like I said, he operates from a place of total integrity, right? He has a brand and a niche that he's passionate about. So, like, obviously, it was so much easier for him to get in with those first two steps to like actually find success with us. And that's really what we can do and what we help people with is like, if you've got something you're passionate about, and you are, you know, you operate from a place of integrity, and realistically, like he's got repeat customers now. Jeremy's on his way to like a $500,000 company. He might even do like 750 this year. And he's even branched off to like going in store with a new product brand. This is a brand that nobody knew about. Like nobody had a clue what it was. And he was able to accomplish that very quickly. And it's a part of that is because of, you know, kind of aligning up with those first two steps and the ones that we really want people to do when they're working with us.
Did he have a product that he had out of his own, or was it
so Jeremy manufactured, like he did all of that kind of traditional stuff. And that's something that, you know, I'll bring up now because you don't necessarily have to have your own product to sell great products online and to serve your customers. So a lot of the clients that we have, they'll be at a different stage. They might be just jumping into e-commerce, right? So what we'd like to do is we start looking at other marketplaces like drop shipping, for example. It's a great introduction because there's so many products that you can actually choose from in marketplaces that exist. If you don't have a manufacturing facility, if you don't have a graphic designer on staff, you can find great products in these marketplaces and really test a market that you're passionate about and see if there's anything there. See if you can find a product that sells, if you can build something around that with a customer. So Jeremy had a little bit of a head start, but he was in a totally different niche. Like he's selling dog products, and all of a sudden he's like, I want to create this like passion product. And like he tested it, he like created his own manufactured product, and like they didn't know if this thing was going to sell. Like realistically, they had no idea. And you know, they have a website, and they literally like went online. They're like, how do we build this online? And that's one of the things that, you know, we really force, and that's going to bring us to our next step as well, because cool. Jeremy really has employed, like, we have one traffic method that we really like to have for new brands, for new products. And I know everybody's going to be like, yeah, I know what that is, right? But let's just keep going. But Jeremy has a manufactured product, great business. He's growing. He's actually going in-store retail now. So, I mean,
well, this just
employing
makes me,
some of these.
because my followers watch and they listen, they know what goes on in our family because my daughter has her fashion brand. It just makes me think like, whoa, we've got such high quality products, that we've never really pushed. We have a Shopify store. We've never actually really pushed it to use it that way. So you're making me already go,
You're thinking. Yeah, you're already like connecting some dots. You're like, well, what's this mean? What can I do here? Yeah, that's what we want. That's the good stuff. That's what we live for. That's why we're here.
Cool. Let's go.
All right, let's go. So that brings us to our next step. Use Facebook marketing. Ta-da! That's the big thing. So this is really, I mean, the key with this is Ace and I have been using Facebook marketing for a long time. All of our clients that come and work with us, we use Facebook marketing. It's awesome. We love it. It's one traffic source, and it's one of those things that,
I mean, come on, right? 7.6 billion people. I think what we're up to like 5 billion are in Facebook. Like that's where everything that we do. Like right now, guys, this is really going to be funny. You should keep track because now that we're talking about e-com, right? On this live show, you're going to start getting ads and all kinds of different stuff on Facebook because they're here.
Right.
This is what I love about it. Right. So yeah, absolutely. We love Facebook marketing. It's where all the data is. We know how to talk to you, we know how to chase you, we know how to target you.
Right. It's
awesome.
one of the most powerful ways to reach your customers or to test products that might have a fit with a market. And, we're not really selling products when we're using Facebook marketing. I always look at it from a nerd perspective. It's like, I'm actually just purchasing data. Like I am finding so much intel about what my customers like, what my potential customers want. I'm figuring out their ages. And like you said, I'm following them around. Like I'm literally going where they want to go. Like once that pixel fires, it's like, I don't want to say I've got you because that's not how it works, but like I can get my message out to you in a way that's so effective and so inexpensive compared to some of these traditional ways of kind of traffic. And I'm going to go over some of those here in a second.
Well, I love that. So let's do that because this is what's really cool is all of you guys know this, right? So many of you have seen my 30-day challenge. You see my show and you're wondering, why the heck am I always see Rhonda's content? Well, just because I know that you like it, and what a better way to get amazing people in our business or working with us, buying our courses, is the ones that watch our content. And that's the beauty about pixeling and how Facebook gives us data. So I love that you guys do that. It's powerful, and my audience is very well versed on loving Facebook retargeting.
Good. I'm glad you love Facebook because it's a big part of what we do. So I'll talk a little bit about the old ways. Okay. So I mentioned it before, like 5 years ago, we've got so many different softwares and technologies. Like this stuff was not possible 5 years ago. And a lot of these ways kind of look like this. Like if we talk about product sales online, people would say like, yeah, all you need to do is build a general product store, fill it with cheap overseas products, then you've got your Twitter feed, you've got Instagram, post on Instagram, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, and somebody's going to find your products, and then get a YouTube channel and make sure that you have a high traffic blog because we need to build content. People like content is how you get like customers to your products. And then you've got SEO and backlinks. Like SEO and backlinks have been around for like such a long time. It's like those things like LinkedIn, Google Shopping Ads, Google Pay-per-click, ambassador programs. We call these like cross your fingers e-commerce because although these are traffic methods, right? Like these are great traffic methods. They've been around, but they're not fast. Like anybody that tells you like SEO and backlinks is like overnight or is like something you can be testing a product and get great customers to buy your products like with SEO and backlinks, it's like those are long-term things. And that's why we don't like to focus there because you'll be creating all of these blog posts, for your product store, and you'll be creating all of these Instagram posts and you'll be doing all of these things at once. And it's not to say that they're bad because they can work too, but the way that we like to do it is we just like to go with one traffic source because we can get all this stuff done. And, some of the reasons for these, I've been in the agency world as well. That's how a lot of my big customers and clients I've worked with. And, we used to sell a lot, and you're in the agency world too, Rhonda, so you know this as well. But like, there are so many things that you can offer customers, like so many different things. And so many clients come in and they're looking for traffic, and it's like it's your job to kind of see what they want and build out a strategy, but with a time window. But like there are some other agencies out there that don't go into it with total integrity, and they will literally sell you SEO and backlinking services for 8 months and a huge contract, or a year and a huge contract, because they know you're going to keep spending it, like the money, and it's not going to work, but you're going to keep spending for it to work. And these things take so long. And then once you finally realize that you spent all this money on something to try to sell your products, it's like the agency just like walks away or gets fired, and they're doing the same thing in the same sale to somebody else. Yep. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a horrible way, but that's the agency world.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all of these things we call it cross your fingers marketing. This is your business, e-commerce. You should really use it like this. Like, this is a graphic just to kind of show how ridiculous this is, right? Like, look at all these social media channels we have: Google AdWords, Pinterest, Instagram. Like, we're going to use all of these, right? We're going to sit at our computer. We're going to like blog 3 times a day and like lose focus. We're trying to make product sales. We're trying to get people to our store, right? So they shop with us. All these things take time. They're just, in my opinion, not a waste of time, but definitely not the most efficient way. So this is the new way. And this is the new way that we've been using. And I've been using this method for 3 years. So it works. It's effective. It's proven. You don't need a big store with a lot of products. You don't need a blog. You don't need Google shopping ads. You don't need pay-per-click. One traffic source can replace all of these with a simple process like this. We use one Facebook ad, which the customer will click on. That drives to a niche Shopify store. And then you get a product sale. That's it. It's not like hope and pray. Like, you will be reading data and figuring this out. Like, it's not like you're just going to hope for these people to find you. Hope for these customers that one more Twitter post, one more share with mom or dad, and they're going to like find me. It's like, it's that simple. And these are the reasons why it's so powerful. Okay. So you can reach your and target your ideal customers with just a little effort. And you can do it the customers that you want to serve. Like, you can find your ideal customers with Facebook ads. Okay. You can follow metrics to make informed marketing decisions, and you can make them really quickly with a little spend. Like, we literally have people that spend like $15 or $20, and like, we'll know in that first $20 whether or not that product is going to sell or whether their targeting is right. It's like that fast, like a $20 bill, and it's like, oh, that's not going to work. My message doesn't work. My product offer doesn't work. It's time to switch. So like instantly with Facebook marketing, and it doesn't take that long to set up, as opposed to like writing 20 blog posts and seeing if people will buy your product. It's like literally you get that data so fast. You can also offer like exceptional customer service. So I get hit up on Facebook all the time, and my VAs get hit up on Facebook all the time. Like, they're getting messages all the time, but it's a great thing. Like, it's a great thing for your customers to be able to reach out to you like that. I'm telling you, like, there's very few businesses right now that don't have a Facebook page where they're not answering customer service. So it allows you this really good opportunity to learn more about your customers, to serve them products that they want. And you can really put that extra stamp on great customer service with social media. So Facebook advertising is fantastic for that as well. And the last thing that I have here is that it quite frankly only takes one product to create a 6-figure e-commerce business. When I started in e-commerce, one product put me on the map. One product created my entire business. Now I've evolved my business from that one product. But once I found that one product and I used Facebook ads, I started learning more about my market. I learned about the other products they would buy. I learned about offers that I could make them that they would be interested in. And then I looked at improving other areas of my e-commerce store. But it all started with one great product that the market wanted. And that was it. Like, the rest has been history since that. So it's a really effective way to do that. And that's why we use Facebook marketing. It's just so awesome. We love it so much. This is a story that I want to share you. Bonsai is a creative director. He works at a marketing agency. He's a good friend of mine. He works at, it's a large like a carpet manufacturer. So they make all of these like traditional rugs and stuff. They're called Dalen, and they're based down kind of in like Georgia, Tennessee area. So it's like the carpet capital of the world. But they have all of these different methods like to drive traffic, right? So like they have this new like product. It's a carpet, and it's a custom carpet, and they're trying to sell it. So they're like, well, let's make some YouTube videos, like product videos, and let's do some blog posts, and let's do all these things. And like Bonsai gave me a call, and he's like, dude, like, we're not making any sales. Like, my company, we're doing all these traditional marketing things, and this is a new product for us, and like nobody's buying it. He's like, help me. So it's like we took him on as a client, literally, and in 90 days, it produced over $43,000 in sales using only Facebook ads. That's it. Like, strictly Facebook ads. And they use Facebook ads for retargeting, and they use it to promote their new content. And this is from going from like nobody knows who they are. They're not touching their market in any of these long places that, like blogging, it might take a long time for them. We're able to accomplish that same thing with Facebook ads, and that's why we're proponents of it, and we use it ourselves, because you can find your customers fast, and you can really work through and get those sales like really quickly doing this. So this is just a small screenshot. I want to share something. I got to share something of mine. I'm sharing everybody else's stuff. So I'm a nerd, right?
We like nerdy things.
This
Here.
is over
We
Memorial
love
Day weekend.
numbers
So
because the
let me
numbers
nerd
go
out.
along.
Let me nerd out a little bit with you guys. So just to show you, like, I've been doing this for a while, but I'm always testing new offers. I'm always testing new products. I'm seeing what my market might like in my different brands, right? So I did this very simply over Memorial Day. I came up with this idea for a product bundle, and I was like, you know what? I want to test this with Facebook ads and see what it does. It was like 30 days and it did like $12,000. And of that, it was like 60% profit margin on that. So like, this was like a really great offer. And I did it with like literally one Facebook ad, like one product bundle. And that was it. Like that's the whole thing. It's like one simple ad and one product offer can literally like get you results like this. And you don't have to be an expert to do that. But when you build something based on your niche and you build it on this kind of idea of integrity, you find out what your customers want and you can sell them and find more of them on Facebook. This product test was just one of those ones that was like, yeah, let's see if it works, you know, and the success follows so fast. And when you read the data and metrics, it's so fun to see. And it's something that I know once you get into it, you'll really understand what's going on and how you can really do those things in your own marketing. So I guess, you know, that's kind of like where we're at right now. I kind of just want to check everybody. Is everybody doing okay right now? Like, how are we feeling about the content? Rhonda, are people giving thumbs up? Are we like,
We definitely, it's good. I mean, we're getting some really good feedback and some questions because of course,
okay.
You know, you're showing some in data and everyone's like, all right, this is cool. I want to know, first off, excitement that it's one product and one traffic source. That's a big thing.
Right.
Simplicity is everything.
Simplify.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, like just us as well. Like I do focus teaching how to be omnipresent with your brand. It's Facebook Lives and it's using Facebook ads. Like just get, you know, clear, get real, get straight, and get in front of the right people because that's where we know where they like to play. So that's a really great one. And there was a question though, because I know you might have a couple things, but what's your opinion on using messenger bots and bots for customer service?
Oh man, I don't touch it. I personally do not touch that stuff. And I've seen a lot of people doing it, but like I'm so focused like personally on building out my own brands and trying to help more people in the coaching space that like I don't jump on new technologies very easily. And I think that's one thing you'll realize with a lot of bigger brands too. And as they grow, they don't necessarily like jump to the newest kind of marketing tech that's out there. And I think that's because I still have a lot of work to do, even 3 years in. On my own business. And I have things that I want to accomplish in very standardized like marketing that has worked for a while. It doesn't mean that we don't innovate our marketing over time, but it definitely means that we continually get better on the stuff that we know works before we advance into something else where we're not, you know, it's hard to stay on track and keep a business in growth mode when you're constantly reinvesting in new things, to new shiny objects is what I like to call them. I personally don't use them.
Yeah, I think it's a good point, especially in something, you know, if someone's buying a physical product from you and, you know, they're either going to want to have and know there's a customer service, someone that can actually answer it in a real way. I think bots work really well in different, you know, areas. Like we use the bots for webinars, getting people in and reminders. But again, same thing with me. Like my brand is so me that if somebody feels like they're just always being pushed with, you know, technology, they don't listen. And then they you know, they unsubscribe or they don't want your content anymore. So I think it's a really good point. And you make a great point, you know, very strong quality brands, we don't jump right away. We protect the integrity of what our brand stands for. So I think that's a really great point. Yeah, so like great question. If there's any other questions you guys are having as well, please leave them down below. We'll get those answered. But let's see that final step while we're waiting for these guys to put some cues on.
Well, so we figured out this out. I can just summarize here. We know we've got to focus on total integrity, building a niche brand, right? And we use Facebook ads. The fourth and final step, and we already kind of alluded to it, it's investing in education and mentorship, right? So we're always learning. We just talked about chatbots, right? We can't ever be lazy in this space, and you can't ever succeed in e-commerce or business if you get lazy. So we're always educating ourselves, right? And that's been probably like the biggest secret kind of to my success. And I think why our students do so well is because they have that kind of one-on-one. They have that quality time with somebody that's been there, that has seen just about everything. Even between Ace and I, it's like there is nothing in e-commerce. I mean, I don't want to say nothing. There's always something that you haven't seen before, but it's like there's two heads that you can put in a room and like try to throw a crazy thing by, it's going to be hard to get something past us. Like we've seen just about everything. So, I mean, that's really the key, especially when you're building an e-commerce business. You know, everyone needs to invest in education and mentorship. Mentoring brings three things: new ideas, accountability, and accelerated growth. So there's nothing that helps you grow faster than actually following the lead by somebody who's done it before you, or that has actually helped other clients. And that's probably the most importantly, is help people get there too. Hopefully there's some new ideas right now that you probably wouldn't have even had, you know, if we hadn't been on this webinar. So, I mean, that just goes to show you the power of education and mentorship. I mean, just being here right now is probably giving you some kind of pop or some idea in your head that you didn't have before. And that just kind of proves out how we're continually learning and educating ourselves. And, you know, a good mentor will give you those great ideas, make sure you act on them. But the one thing is they'll hold you accountable. And I think that's one of the things that we see with a lot of people is they don't hold themselves accountable. Ace and I ran this really great challenge, a 21-day e-commerce challenge, and people love the accountability factor. The fact that every day you're doing this and that it gives them structure when they're doing these things. And we need structure. Human beings like structure. I mean, some of us like chaos too. I mean, I know some people that like that too, but we're really structured.
Well, we have in our world, in our sexy brand building world, we have a statement that we use that structure gives us freedom, right? Because structure does. If you know what you're doing each and every day, you keep a really simple pathway, and then you know exactly what you need to do. Because I think that's why people do get they get overwhelmed because they don't really know what to do. There's a million things to do, but structure gives us freedom. And I agree. I mean, that's, you know, I cannot promote mentorship anymore. Like even this morning I was telling to my clients, I'm like, look guys, you know, I mean, obviously just investing in yourself, having a mentor. I made a post this morning about us being, you know, accountable as, and it being at our peak highest performance levels. And I had to, you know, I have my trainer here that comes and teaches me Muay Thai. I've got my chef that works with me. I've got my business coach. Right. I'm like, if you want to really be at the highest level, because it's also our success is equated to our discipline. Right. And sometimes we're humans, we fall off. It's our discipline is not as easy as we think it is. We get deep into our business. Then what about our, you know, eating and our working out? So I'm like, look, I'm hiring someone. They're coming. They're like, go. You know, and I've got my business mentor that says, okay, what are you doing? What's your biggest goals? I'm like, wow, people really understood the value of mentorship. And most of you are sitting here in your head, like, I watch your shows, you're my mentor. I don't tell you what to do. I'm not holding you accountable, right? And that is the most powerful. It's stepping out of that, grabbing the puzzle pieces from everyone's content and hoping you get a really good masterpiece, like a mashup, but you're missing the thing.
Right. You know? And education is so important. I mean, for growth, for personal growth, for business growth. And I think you bring up a good point there too, around like mashing content together and trying to like put the puzzle pieces together. That's something that a lot of people do. And we have a lot of pride around it, right? Like how many of us have like interested in e-commerce? So we watch a bunch of YouTube videos and like, maybe we kind of dilly-dally a little bit over here and try this. And it's like, it's such a long route. It's such a long route when you can get that so simply and easily by just finding the right person that you know that can get you there, that can push you, that's done it before. And I think it's getting tougher because it is one of those things where it's harder with all of the ways that we connect with people, especially like marketers. It's hard to vet the right people to actually get you on your way. And I think that does cloud up our judgment and gives us confusion. And sometimes we go right back to the YouTube videos and try to learn on our own because of it. So, I mean, it's a really important thing to really vet people, work with people that are doing this, you know, really find educators that care about you, that have client success and testimonials, and not like the testimonials that your buddy writes for you or something like that. You have to vet people, you know, and I think we're all to blame for not doing it. So, because I've been, I don't want to say duped in the past, but I've been through some bad training programs. I'm not going to lie. You know, I've taken plenty of courses, but you know, you always have something that you'll learn from any kind of training, good or bad. Like you're going to learn something, and you might have maybe not the biggest aha moment in your like life, but any kind of training is still going to give you something.
Nice.
All right. So I was going to continue on here quickly because we're almost done. We're almost to the end of the slides here. So hopefully everybody's doing okay so far. I will say that great mentors are, they do a good job of putting like a group of people together. It's a big piece of like kind of working towards goals. When you're in a community of other people that are kind of on the journey, like you help each other. But it's not just about that. Like it's a confidence thing. It's getting like people that are on a journey with you doing the same thing together. That's a really important piece of good mentorship, I think, as well. And Ace and I have tried to do that in all of our courses. We have, some people that are literally doing 5,000 a month, working right alongside people that are doing 150,000 a month. And that's totally cool. Like even people that haven't made their first sale, they are working with people that have. So it's always nice to be with somebody that's either, even if it's not a step ahead, but are at the same pace or a step ahead of you is always great. And then just a little bit like a quick slide on like mindset and how it really works, or how I feel like it works. What you believe is possible and the quality of your ideas really kind of determines what you do. Like it determines your actions. So the actions that you do in turn are based on those beliefs and ultimately determine your outcome. If you want a different outcome, you then like literally by definition, like with this stack, like you literally have to change your mindset. And so many of us have a hard time changing our beliefs. So we do these actions, these same actions, but we expect these like mega results, like I want to make $50,000, next month by, eating nachos. It just doesn't happen. Like, you really have to be realistic in kind of how you approach things, and really your outcome is kind of determined by your beliefs and the actions you take. So a mentor can help you get through those things. And then I'll share one more here. This is Brent. So Brent, he's had e-commerce stores in the past, but he wasn't able to break through and become profitable in his businesses. So he worked directly with Ace one-on-one, and one little idea just through mentorship. And he basically built this huge subscription box company based on like nothing other than like direct mentorship with Ace. And he's currently doing $150,000 a month in sales, like with a gift box club or like a direct subscription box club. And like, this is a guy that has, tons of experience in e-com, had tons of like sales and like all of these great things, but like just a good mentor can give you one idea that can really like break through and like get you to a place of where you want to go. Because when people have done it and they've seen it before and they've gone through it, like they just massively like, the success just comes right to you. It really does. It's just hyper success. So this is what you need to do to win at e-com. It's a total, like, this is the summary, guys. So operate from a place of total integrity. Okay. That's like the first thing. Great customer service, great products. This is what we do in our businesses. This is what we do for our clients. It's exactly what we expect from everybody. Build a niche brand store. It's a long haul mentality. We don't do short term. We don't do quick profits. Like we're in this to build a business. Use Facebook ads, fast, efficient data. It's just amazing. And then finally, we all invest in education, and it leads to breakthroughs. I once had a conversation with one of my mentors, and it was like, it was regarding product sales. And he's like, yeah, dude, I sold like $40,000 in horse blankets. And this was like in 2017, horse blankets. And I was like, really? Like that one statement made me want to get into Facebook and like literally learn how to do Facebook ads. Cause I was like, some dude made 40 grand with horse blankets, and that's all it took. Like it was literally like 30 days later, I was already like making sales with Facebook ads, and that was it.
A friend of mine was making like 20,000 with barbecue mats,
grilling mats. Yep. Yep. But I mean, it really does, just seeing that it's that one product, but like one person can just kind of snap you out of it and like really bring it back to a place where you're like, okay, like I can do this. And sometimes that's all you need to push through. I've had so many of those people in my life that was just like one statement or one way of looking at something that I wasn't looking at it the same way was enough to propel my business in a different way. And it wasn't just alcohol that did it, it was like a real mentorship, like somebody that's there, that's experienced something and gives you a different perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? It's just getting that one little idea that someone else can see that you don't see.
Yep, totally. So let's talk about your journey into e-commerce, guys. All right. So Ace and I, our team, we're going to set aside some time, okay, in the next week to speak with you guys. So if you want to learn how to do this stuff, you want to learn how to get into e-commerce and do it the right way, we're going to set aside some time and we're going to actually help you out. And it's going to start today. Okay. On these sessions, we're going to work with you to craft a step-by-step game plan. Okay. And it's going to be to hit your e-com goals. And every business is different. This whole presentation, I know it's been kind of broad stroke, but every business is different. Everybody needs a different plan. Everybody's in a different place. So we have to figure that out. And we're going to take this call. It's going to be absolutely free. Okay. So it's not going to cost you anything. This is going to be a strategy session. We're going to try to get you planned out on your way to e-commerce. It costs absolutely nothing. Now, there's a couple of things that we ask for because it's not going to be for everyone. We understand that. It's totally fine. But you have to be committed to hitting your e-com goals with total integrity. You have to want to build a sustainable long-term e-com brand, okay, and not chase those quick, like get-rich-quick profits. We can't help people chasing that dream, okay? It's like we all want that dream, but like we have to be invested in building a business, right? We only work with people that are flexible, open to new ideas, and work hard to make e-com work for them. So why we're doing this, a couple different reasons. One, I already mentioned it, but seeing the faces on people when they actually make their first sales, like we love giving back. It's like the biggest rush. Like somebody sells like 20 products in a day. You're just like, yes, we're all like dorks. Like this is amazing. Like the dorks are here, dork power, you know? So it does so much for us. And that's the first and foremost. We just love helping people. We still run our own e-commerce businesses, but this is our fun. This is what we do. You know, we love it. And then second, you know, if you see that we're a good fit in like what we're talking about, if we both agree that it works for us, we'd like to invite you on to be a client of ours. So if you give us a call and we can kind of get you straightened out on some of your e-commerce stuff and you decide, hey, these guys might be good to work with for what I'm trying to do in my business, we may invite you to work with us. And I think that's pretty fair assumption that we can kind of work together to see if we want to work together. And really the next step of that is we have set up kind of a questionnaire page so we can kind of get a feel for you and you can get a feel for us. We do have a general questionnaire to kind of see, you know, where you're at in your e-commerce business. It's kind of the starting point, you know, to see if we're a good fit for each other and if you'd like to work with us more. Regardless, we're still going to help you out through an actual strategy session. We're actually going to talk you through like what you're doing in e-commerce right now. And we're going to show you and give you a step-by-step like action plan that you can actually apply. And it's going to cost like nothing. We're not charging anything for that. We just want to be helpful. We want to give you a way to actually see this. And I will say that every single client that we've ever worked with, it's really started out with this. It's been a call. It's been an application. And it's just like agency level kind of client side. It's like you get to a point where you want to choose the right people with the right mindset to work with you because you know you can get them the best results. You know that certain clients that like are the best clients that you work with are going to really take us and they're going to go with it. And you know that's going to help your business and it's going to help their business at the same time. So again, this might not be for everybody, but if you would like to learn more and you would like a strategy session, we're ready for you if you want to make that call. So I've got a link here. Spaces are limited,
awesome.
time
Well,
limited.
I think it's awesome. So and if your slides are done, we can drop this link here. I want to make sure I'm closing up. I always keep on really tight integrity of our time.
Yeah.
Awesome. I really appreciate, really understanding more deeply about what you guys are about. You go ahead and just take your screen off if you like. We'll drop the link down. And, and again, like I mentioned, guys, I brought these guys on here because I do get tons of questions on, what are alternative ways? What are alternative business models? What, if I'm building my personal brand, but I also want to scale something at a larger scale, right? Where I can take Facebook ads and just jam it. This would really be my absolute best recommendation, so that you are not only learning the skills, like that's another thing as well. You're learning the skills. Like you guys, you teach Facebook ads, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're specialists at it. It's not just that we have like a whole like introduction to the whole process. So even if you've never done e-commerce before, like our 21-day e-com challenge, even to start, like gives you the foundational piece, but then we help clients in the Facebook ad space. I mean, like we do so many Facebook ads. I mean, that's one of that's like our top 3 things. So, I mean, it's a big part of our business and we really like focusing on that because it's in our wheelhouse. It's our strong part. We know that we're going to get the best results for our clients because it's what we know and do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so again, if you are, any of you that are watching this, someone, you're like, ooh, a friend of mine was talking about e-com or wanted to learn more, understand it. my best recommendation would be to book a call with these guys. Talk to Brett or Ace. Let them know, of course, that you learned about it through Help Me Rhonda show, or that you know me personally.
Right.
Because as you know, I only put my brand stamp and integrity and even ever recommend to another person, right? Because you guys know I run mentorship programs and helping you develop your own personal brand in your courses. So I don't usually give away my clients, right? I don't do that because it's not my zone of genius to actually do that. Although when I cannot serve a client, that is my absolute first point of delivery, is how do I find the right ones that can help serve you guys? And so I do recommend, if you're interested at all, give them a call. Again, it's, obviously there's no charge to you at all. And, just know that there would be a next level for you to either learn or to grow and to be mentored by Ace and Brett. And so again, I'm going to take a look here if there's any additional questions from you guys. Really great, content. We've got a lot of people going, yeah, right on. Like, a lot of my clients, I don't talk about this conversation, right? We don't have this conversation. And it's really interesting to think about, those that are, have, either they already have products. I have several clients that have products. They run a personal brand. They do either coaching or, they do and, run their retreats, but they have physical products that they could really learn to leverage and how to sell them, either through Facebook ads or to put them on an e-com shop. And it's making me think now, like, wow, Hannah Lay's got so many amazing, her fashion brand with her clothing. I'm like, wow, we could actually push this even on a higher scale, which we haven't done in this way. So
you level up.
Yeah, awesome. Brett, I really appreciate all your time. There is a link here in the comments if you guys are watching this live. And if you are actually watching the podcast, there's going to be a link down inside of our show notes as well. But you can also go to eliteecomgroup.com/accelerator.
Right.
All right. So you'll be able to eliteecomgroup.com accelerator. And remember, guys, I'm going to close you with this, is that we come here every single week, Wednesday night, 10 o'clock Eastern. We're talking about building brands, and we're talking about building sexy brands and making them sellable. And so I'll leave you guys with this while I close the show. If you're going to create a brand, create a sexy brand. If you're going to be anything, be unstoppable. We'll see all of you guys next week. We have an incredible guest. You're not going to want to miss them. It's Glenn Lundy, and Glenn Lundy has done amazing things with the Rise and Grind programs. He is changing thousands of lives and helping people take their business to the very next level, and you guys are going to love Glenn. So we'll see you then. Thanks again, everyone. Thank you, Larcy. And don't forget to, guys, book a call with these gentlemen if you are interested in learning more deeply about e-com. But what do you say? You have any closing words there, Brett, before we head on out?
I do. Thanks so much, everyone, for listening. And thanks, Rhonda, for this opportunity for us to speak with these amazing people. So Thank you so much.
Very cool. You got it. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. And again, don't forget to be unstoppable.